No finger guns? Okay, that's fine.
No, I'm not giving you finger guns.
Why not?
Because
That'd be cool.
this is our mugs for the day.
This is us right here.
Because this is what's going to happen today. This is how we're doing it. All right.
Mhm.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Waking Up. I am Anna. Sometimes I want to say Aroogs. Sometimes I do want to say Aroogs.
We all do at some point.
I know.
We kind of got used to it.
Hi, everyone. This is Waking Up. I am Anna, and this is my co-host and occasional friend, Sean.
What's up? Occasional friend. That's cool. That's cool.
Shut up. Yeah.
When I pick the topics, that's what it deviates.
And you make poor life choices.
Yes, I mean that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, you're always my friend, sometimes not my favorite friend.
That's yeah. It's like I love you, but I don't like you right now.
Right. And this is our podcast where we talk religious trauma, mental health, and just trying on our healing journey. So I gave Sean the choice of two topics today. He chose violence. So I just want to let you know, he chose I did come up with the topics. He's the one that made the final decision, and I wanted known.
I chose to go deep, and so that's where we're at.
That's the only time you can.
Ooh, rude. That was mean.
Okay, why are you over to the side today?
Oh, I don't know.
It's fine. I'll adjust. It's fine. I'll adjust my camera.
That's better. No, this is better because actually this is closer to my. Don't adjust.
Do not
adjust.
I adjusted already. I got you. All right.
You got me.
Hi, Asta. The other times you're a chaos gambler. We're talking about me. That's me. That's not Sean. All right. So here is our disclaimer so that we can get this show on the road. Here on Waking Up, we're not here to bash anyone's faith or religion. We think faith and religion are beautiful things when done in a mentally and emotionally healthy manner. Sean and I are not healthcare professionals. We are not mental health care professionals. We are not certified. We have no training whatsoever. Everything said on this podcast is our own personal experiences, our own personal opinion, and is technically for entertainment purposes only. We're just two trauma triscuits talking about our shit on the internet and our journeys, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have anything figured out, as anybody who's been here for a while can see. However, we have done some work. We are working on ourselves, and it's a constant work in progress. But if you do need professional health care, if you do need help, if you're in a bad place and you need to talk to somebody that is certified and licensed, we do have information that can help you get in touch with somebody. That can help you get in touch with somebody who is licensed and is qualified to help you. Just go to our Discord and please message us and we can get you that information that you need. Sean and I are both former recovering Southern Baptists. We grew up in the Carolinas in the 90s and early aughts, and Billy Graham territory. We grew up Southern Baptists, and for those of you who don't know, Southern Baptist is a conservative evangelical denomination of the Protestant Christian faith, and it fucked us up. And again, we say this every week. We didn't know that it could get much more conservative and but here we are in the end of the world. So yeah.
And then they said, "Hold my communion grape juice."
They did. Here, hold.
Oh, did you get muted? Did you mute? I heard something click?
Oh yes, I did.
Okay.
It's the side button because I was adjusting my mic and I accidentally touched it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, not touch it.
I had to touch it. So most people don't tell me not to touch it. They're begging me to touch it.
That's a different podcast.
All right. So, why don't you start our topic, Sean?
Apparently, I picked violence today, and that's what? That's okay with me because I didn't want to choose softball. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go and we're gonna go hard. So today's topic, it may, considering we do a mental health podcast and we've done this for like 3 years, it may not be obvious that this is a thing that we deal with, but it very much is. Now the so today we're gonna be
I
talking.
love how he's like, I chose the topic and I chose violence, but I'm going to avoid saying what the topic is.
Yes, I'm getting there. I'm building up the suspense.
Is that what this is? Okay. Okay.
That's
Cool. Cool. Cool.
exactly
Cool.
what
Cool.
this
All
is.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes for you.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've ever found yourself wanting connection, needing connection, and not doing anything to get it, stepping back away from it, avoiding it, we're talking about the intimacy gap, and not the like physical intimacy gap.
Brown chicken, brown
Yeah,
cow.
yeah. I was like, that's the first place people are gonna go. No, we are talking
Yes,
about like,
I mean that's the thing. It's like intimacy. I get that that is a descriptive for that,
yeah,
but
hmm
intimacy also has another side and another definition. Like,
yes, this is like emotional intimacy. This is,
oh
um,
no, Asta, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Are
oh
you
yeah,
safe right now?
yes, exactly.
Like, I don't mean that you physically hurt, but I'm just saying, like, are you safe right now? Are you good? Okay. All
Okay.
right. I'm just making, we want to, when somebody says like that, we just want to make sure that you're okay before we
hmm
move on.
hmm
Okay. Because this topic is a little uncomfortable. So just
Yes,
fair warning.
yes, yes, it is.
It's
That's
uncomfortable for us. So it's okay.
if you can't tell already, yeah. So we're
Yeah.
talking.
We're avoiding
We are.
it.
We're talking about like if you've ever had something good and you've started sabotaging it, and don't even know why.
Oh no,
Um,
that's like my entire existence.
yeah,
Actually,
having
that's
good
my
stuff and
entire
sabotaging it.
existence up until about a year ago. I really, really feel like I didn't start,
Mine, hmm
like
yeah,
literally even into my beginning, like I didn't start even really, and even now it's still a struggle.
yeah,
It,
and that's why we're talking about it because it absolutely is for both of us.
yeah.
Yeah, just you're like for me, one of the biggest things that comes out is like I crave connection. I want to feel connected. I want to be close to people, and like I want to have that intimacy. Again, we're talking emotional intimacy, and yet I even know what I need to do to get there, and I just don't.
I 100% understand. Oh, I can imagine.
hmm
I can empathize. 100% can empathize with that. So, Asta, it's fine. That's part of the healing journey, and I get it. I often, Asta, I often get, especially when people are used to, before I was learned how to regulate my triggers and regulate like my emotions, because when BPD and CPTSD, you you have a tendency to like overreact or not how to handle the intense emotions, and so yeah. Yeah, so people would tiptoe around me and like be like treat me real fragile and like I'm
hmm
broken, and I'd often say I'm not crazy. That would be like my first thing. And then so as my healing journey came over, I get that. For my personal experience, I don't know what you're going through. You weren't very specific, but I
hmm
would just say I get that. I get it. So, we're here for you. We support you. We love you as much as
Absolutely.
we love somebody that we have never seen in
Yes,
person or really talked to in
but we
person,
but we've
but
gotten to know.
that we've gotten to know through
Yeah.
everything in our Discord and through this. So we support you.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
this is a safe
Support you.
space.
hmm
Okay,
Yeah.
intimacy. Okay, I'm
So,
just.
so intimacy.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. The,
Yeah.
the gap between wanting it and being able to receive it, or doing the things that it takes in order to get into that, to be in that position, to be in that situation. Because I'm like, I want it, but then I'm like, okay, so I need to do X. Yeah. All right. You know what? Maybe tomorrow.
Like, it's one of those. for me, it's intimacy is another word for vulnerability.
Mhm.
And we can call it that too, the vulnerability gap. And being vulnerable is so difficult, especially if you suffer from trauma.
Mhm.
Or at least for me, it's very difficult. And I'm going to assume for Sean, because we've talked about this before. So if I'm ever speaking for you out of turn, Sean, I apologize.
I will. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll listen.
Um, so it's one of those, you want that connection, like Sean said. You
Mhm.
want to be close to people. Especially for those with anxious attachment, and just any attachment style, like the anxious
Yeah.
attachment, the avoidant attachment, the craving for intimacy or vulnerability to connect with another person is there, but the damage is so scary. And that's
Mhm.
how the difference between the anxious attachment and avoidant attachment people respond to that. I've now been vulnerable with somebody. Anxious attachment gets terrified that that's going to get taken away,
Mhm.
that's going to hurt them, et cetera, and so forth. Where the avoidant attachment goes, I've just gotten close to somebody, I'm going to leave them or avoid them because they got too close and they don't need to see that.
Mhm. Yep.
And the anxious attachment is, they saw everything, they saw, now I need to do everything to keep that.
Yeah. Yeah, they pull close and the other one kind of pushes away. The so yeah, that's a big deal for me. All that the anxious that I don't know. I kind of sometimes feel like I do both. Like, oh God, I was vulnerable and now they're what are they thinking about me? They must be like they must think I'm crazy. They must be thinking I'm, yeah. Like I overshared and they're like, oh my God, why? No, you can. I'm just gonna leave you alone because I don't want to. You're too
Right.
much. Like that's the stuff that goes through my head whenever there's an
So
attempt
Sean, tell me about your intellectualizing
intellectualization.
of your emotions. Because
Uh,
that's
it,
avoiding intimacy. That's avoiding emotions.
yeah, it is. It's thinking about it from a very intellectual style, from an process of thinking through it all and assigning different things to it and explaining it. That's a lot of what the intellect. Like, instead of feeling the emotion and kind of and sitting with the emotion, whatever that happens to be, it's explaining it so that I don't have to feel it. Because I can explain it, like, and understand it and
Mhm.
feel it, which that's where I was getting really confused. Like, how do I deal with my emotions and work through them without intellectualizing? Because intellectualizing, by explaining it, I didn't have to feel it. Oh, well, I shouldn't feel this way, or I don't need to feel this way, or it's thinking, it's focusing so much on explaining it that I don't let myself feel the emotion.
Right. Right.
Um,
But it's the I'm fine. I'm fine.
yes.
For me, it's the hyper independence. But I'm at fault because I push everyone away. Yes.
Uh huh.
Yes, Asta. That is true. That's being accountable.
Hmm.
However, you're not pushing. I want to remind you that you're not pushing them away because you want to. You're pushing them away to protect yourself, and
Yes.
it's a self-preservation thing.
Yes.
And I am very guilty of that.
Hmm.
100% guilty of that. If I hurt them first, if I keep them at arm's length, if I do this, uh, then they'll still love me. Because for me, it's the thought of, if I let them in, if I let them see, if I let, it's like when somebody always sees you dressed up, and then they come over and they see you with no makeup, or just totally unshowered and gross and in your comfy clothes. Like, all of a sudden they see the real you and you're like, fuck, like,
They're gonna run.
they're gonna
That's the feel.
run,
Yeah, they're absolutely
right?
gonna take off. Like,
So
no,
you
I got
want
something to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's always just wanting to make sure that they never see the bad parts of you, because in the
Hmm.
trauma, the bad parts of you were the parts that made you feel like you weren't lovable. You had to remain amenable. You had to remain
Hmm.
agreeable. You had
Hmm.
to, and so that's the intimacy gap, because vulnerability requires them to see how you feel, you at your rawest, and open up. And then you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, if I opened up about how I felt, if I opened up whether I was hurt or sad or
Mm-hmm.
depressed or anxious or not strong, because I was the parentified oldest daughter of, where I was told, suck it up,
Mm-hmm.
get your shit together, go to your room, figure your shit out, and then come back.
That is exactly how I was raised. Emotions were not something to process, to work through, to understand and to sit with. Emotions weren't something to sit with and process. Emotions were something that you got over, and then you could rejoin the rest of us.
Right. Oh, God. Come back when you figured it out.
Yes, that is how I whenever I started to show any level of emotion, I was upset about something, I was angry about something, I was
Mm-hmm.
whenever emotions started to come up, I was being too much, and I needed to deal with. I needed to go. You I was being disrespectful or whatever. I needed to go deal with that. I needed to go think about that. It was never and it was not like, okay, I'm gonna go to my room and then my parents are gonna come in and we're gonna talk about it and they're gonna help me understand what. No, there was none of that. It
Uh-uh.
was go to my room and I had to sit there until I was okay, until I self-regulated, which as a kid, you have no idea how to
No.
self-regulate. I didn't even know that there was a thing like that until I was an adult a couple years ago. Like,
Right.
what does this mean? And so what that meant is I had to my nervous system had to figure out what was the quickest way to get me to suppress or
Mm-hmm.
to be regulated, which when you're a kid means pretty much for me it was like intellectualizing.
For me, it was to stuff it down.
Yeah.
And stuff it down and just and put on the mask. The mask was
Yes.
my
Oh, the
safety net.
mask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the mask. It was, yeah, because I was still feeling it, but I had to look like I wasn't. And so because the parents, especially my dad, did not want to deal with the emotions.
Neither did my mom, because it was my responsibility to be
Hmm.
my mom's emotional regulator. Everybody was my mom's responsibility. Like, we were the reason, like, whatever was going on.
Hmm. Yeah. So emotions, yeah, emotions weren't dealt with. Emotions were an inconvenience
Oh,
that
yeah.
needed that you needed to be. You had to separate yourself from society, from the family, go in your room until. I
But see,
didn't realize. Yeah.
yeah. So with my kids, the way I handle it differently,
Oh man, you got some viewers, best
you want
viewers.
to
Look at
handle that,
that.
Sean?
I will
Okay.
gladly take care of that. You can go.
Thanks.
We already have the best viewers.
We
We
do
don't
have the
need
best
your
viewers.
viewers.
Um, I think with my kids, because I do let them regulate
Mm-hmm.
by themselves, like especially my youngest hatchling.
Mm-hmm.
I let her like, but that was something that I learned over time, is and especially with what happened with her in this past fall, is that we actually talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chloe, you feel something very strongly. Now, you want, and she is very much, she wants the connection, she wants somebody there with her, but she also wants to be alone. And it's that, and especially because she's at that young age, teenager, where like she doesn't know, she's still figuring her life out, just like I'm still figuring my life out. But we agreed, okay, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You go up to your room, you deal with it for 5 minutes, and then I will come check on you. And then we're going to talk about it. And she's gotten a lot better about that. Or when she's feeling her feelings and she's around me and I can tell something's off and I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, or I don't know, or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, your behavior is telling me that you're feeling something and you're not okay. like, I'm gonna ask you, are you okay? Like, I'm happy to talk with you. No, I don't know, and I don't want to. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a mind reader,
Hmm.
and I know you know how to use your words, so I am going to just let you be. You can be in the room with me. You can go to your room. You can be, but I can't read your mind. So you do what you need to do, but I'm not going to press you for it. That doesn't mean I don't love you, but you have to use your words. And sometimes she needs to process it by herself, and sometimes she does open up to me. But it's a balance.
Hmm.
But I never let them do it alone. I
Yes.
always let my kids know that they're not alone,
Hmm.
and that's the big difference.
That is a huge difference.
If you
Yes.
are going off because you need to process by yourself, and that's a choice,
Hmm.
that's your choice, and that's your
Hmm.
autonomy, that you are absolutely allowed to.
Yeah.
But if you need support, the support is there. We did not get that as children.
No, we did not at all. We were they. I don't think our parents knew how to
Oh no.
process that. So
No.
it's not like because I'm not saying my parents were malicious and that they were
No,
like, oh,
yeah.
we're gonna make you. No, they didn't know themselves what to do. They didn't know how to process. They weren't in it. They didn't have because they didn't have that either when they were growing up. They
Oh
probably
yeah.
had even less of it. And so it was just. But that's again, two things can be true at the same time. They can have that's where this trauma came from. And it does, but it doesn't mean that they're bad people. But yeah, but that is what we're dealing with is our responsibility to deal with what we how we handle that stuff. And so it's when I read this line, it hit. That's why I bolded it. The um
Mouse, I'm right here. Like literally you were looking at me.
need more attention.
Yeah.
Um you cried and were told to stop. You were scared and you were told to pray. You were confused and you were told to obey. That
That.
nailed it. I was like, oh,
Doesn't it like make you feel icky in
it
all of that, like
does.
all of the parts of you?
All
Yeah.
of that.
All of
Yeah.
the icky.
I
Yes.
was, yeah, cried and were told to stop. Yeah, I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh, if
Oh,
I had a
oh.
dollar, if I
Right.
had a
Trigger
dollar,
warnings for people.
yeah,
I need to just throw that out there.
if I had a dollar for every time that's like, stop
Hmm.
crying or I'll give you something to cry about.
Yep.
Okay,
What? What? Is
I
that
am
mean you're
already
gonna abuse
crying.
me?
Like
Yeah.
I'm obviously crying for a reason, but apparently I think the thing is that it's like I'm already crying. You're just gonna give me another reason. Let's be real honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about invalidating all the emotions that you're feeling with at that moment.
Right. But
Yeah.
it also is like here's one that like intimacy requires vulnerability. Vulnerability requires safety. Safety requires trust. And trust was never safe. And that's
Yes.
the big thing is that the whole I'll give you something to cry about.
Hmm.
As a child, as a young, you know, not even as a child, sometimes even as an adult, you go to somebody and you're upset and they tell you, I'll give you something to cry about or stop crying. And it's one
Yeah.
of those invalidating
Yes.
moments as a kid. And it's telling your inner child, it's telling your child, you know, as you learn growing up, my pain, my hurt, my vulnerability. And then they make fun. My parents used to make fun of me, or they would used to like hold it against me. Or, you know, if there was an issue, I would hate to tell my family something that hurt me or embarrassed me or it was like really because they would take it and make it as a joke.
Mm. Mm.
They would just, you know, bring it up. We're just joking. Well, that's not funny. That was really embarrassing for me. Or that's not funny because that really hurt.
Hmm.
But then it's like one of those you learn to shut down, you
Yes.
learn to hide the pain.
Hmm.
Welcome to being a hyper independent woman who was never validated with her feelings or, you know, all of that stuff. So people wonder why it's one of those, why don't you let people help you?
That there it is. That's yeah. That's where it comes from.
Why don't I let people in? Because if people then they're just going to either hurt me more, make
Hmm.
fun of me, or tell me that I suck it up.
Suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Suck it up. There are people that are worse off. There are people that have real problems. There are people that, yeah, there's just that. I'm sorry.
Rude. Rude. I
So
rude.
I didn't mean I pushed. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We were
We're laughing
surrounded.
about it because this is super uncomfortable for us, just by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the only reason we're
Again,
making light of this.
I was surrounded by a lack of safety. There wasn't anyone that I really could felt safe being vulnerable. And so I learned quickly the few times where I did, like I was met with, oh my god, here's a Bible verse, here's a devotional. Oh, you're going through something, so let me point you to this, to these couple of Bible verses, or
Chicken soup for the
chicken soup
soul.
for the soul. Yeah. So it wasn't, hey, let's talk about it, and help and process it. It was, here's a thing for you to go do on your own and leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
There was never safety
Mm-hmm.
around for me. I never felt safe. And so it was, like, there's a point where it's like, well, why even try if if this is the experience that I've had for so much of my life, why would I even say something? Why would I even try? Why would I even bring it up? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with it, because it goes from people telling me to suck it up, to me telling myself to suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the conditioning.
Yep. And the
Yeah.
shame.
Yes.
And that's the thing that we learned. I know that we've talked about in the church culture,
Mm-hmm.
the altar calls, the
Mm.
getting you to yeah, coming back at you.
Oh. Mm.
um,
Okay.
so like the altar calls, it's like they have this really deep message and then all of a sudden you start feeling ashamed of the things you've done. And the difference between guilt and shame is guilt is I've done something wrong.
Mm.
Shame is I am a bad person. I have done something bad is guilt. I
Mm.
am a bad person because I did this is shame.
Mhm.
And they really did condition you with that, and they made you be very like, oh, and they often I would pull out the Bible for, I don't even know which one it is anymore, but it's the one where if the man has sinned, if someone has sinned, come before the church and his brothers and confess their sins so
Yes.
that they may be cleansed, or whatever that bullshit verse
Yep.
was. And it
Mhm.
was always like, so come forth. And so you would always have to, like, if you, because you wanted to be a good person, you wanted to be a good, you know, teenager,
Mhm.
child of God or whatever. So,
Yep.
well, fuck. All right. Well, I'm going to go up here, and you'd pray and you'd be crying, and everybody knew that
Mhm.
you had done something.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh, that
they would be subversive about it. They'd be like, and very passive. They're like, we saw you. We just want to, what's going on? We want to pray for you.
yeah. No, you want the tea. That's what you wanted. That was church tea right there.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. Um, oh god, altar calls. Ooh, you mentioned that and I went, "Oh,
Right.
that was
You feel the
rough for me."
shame running through your body.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my,
Yes.
yeah, you said that and I was like, it just kind of rushed back. Oh. So altar calls were the opportunity, the music's playing, the piano, the guitar is strumming, it's at just the right sounds, and the pastor speaking in that pastor voice, and like the whole mood is there,
Okay, you keep
right?
talking. I gotta pee.
And so they're like, you should, come down. If they say all the words, and like I would have that intense, I got stuff to confess, I need to say something, I should say something, I've done bad things, whatever, even if those bad things were just church bad things. I've done all these sins, and I need to confess. And so I would feel that anxiety, of I need to do this thing. I need to be vulnerable with someone who the church elders didn't really even have, didn't really have like a good relationship. It wasn't like they were close friends or anything. These were, I was 12 years old and they were like 50s and 60s. And so I was supposed to go tell these people something. They don't know me very well. They don't know, like, I was supposed to be vulnerable with these people, with these things that I felt shame about.
Yeah.
Which wasn't going to happen. I couldn't bring myself to do that. I couldn't bring myself to be vulnerable. Then the second level of shame comes in, because then I began feeling shame because I wasn't vulnerable. I couldn't force myself. I would feel like, oh, if I'm not going to go confess, if I'm not going to, if I'm not going to repent for my sins, and I'm a bad person because I wouldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
And that followed me. Oh man, every altar call. It was like every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Awful.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, number 2.
Yeah.
All right. What the gap looks like in real life. Yeah, so we talk about like the vulnerability gap and the intimacy gap, and how difficult it is to get close to somebody, especially when you have your vulnerability has been used as a weapon, weaponized vulnerability. And I have talked about this before a lot. And it took me a very, very long time to. And that's the whole reason we started waking up. That's the whole reason I had started in the middle a long time ago. Is very much like I had decided in my healing that I'm just tired. I am tired of pretending like I'm okay. I am tired of pretending like everything's great. And I am tired. And I wanted to be vulnerable. I wanted to be, and it felt, honestly, it feels more comfortable for me to talk about this shit on the internet, to like a screen and put it out literally to the entire world. Here's my shit, than it is to tell my friends, I am struggling, I am hurting, I can't do it. I can't. I don't know. Like my friends literally like have to message me after my shows and go, bitch, why didn't you tell me? I'm like,
but that's why I said at the very beginning, we've had this podcast for 3 years. And so it may seem like we don't have a problem being vulnerable at 4 years. Wow. I can't. It's kind of crazy to think about.
It is literally 4 years because it was March.
It wasn't it? Oh my God. Yes, it was March. You're right. I remember. I've got a spreadsheet. That is, wow. We've been doing this for 4 years.
And we're still fucked up. It's great.
And we are. And our community has grown. And it's awesome. It's fine. What does that say about us? I don't know.
We're not going to analyze it. We're not going to go with it.
That's what I said. It made me, we share so much with you guys about this stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys begin like, you guys don't have a problem with vulnerability or whatever. Yeah, we do. Because it is absolutely very different. Sharing it online, sharing it like this is very different than being like one-on-one with someone and being vulnerable one-on-one.
Because you go deeper. Because the people that you care about and that care about you, you have like opening up like that is very intimate, which is why they say it. Vulnerability is, oh my God, you know what? I'm going to talk about this, and I just want.
Are you going to say Webster defines vulnerability as?
Yes. Well,
oh my God, you sound like a valedictorian. Give me this. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Fuck you. You know what? I would rather our community know than.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm we're talking about these things.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, keep talking.
Okay, so I'm so guilty. One of the things I'm very guilty of is keeping relationships at a comfortable surface level for a long period of time. I've got people that are friends, but they don't really know the stuff beyond the surface. We hang out, we talk, we chat, we may be friends. We're more than acquaintances. We may be friends, but they don't really know they don't know what goes on deeper.
Oh yeah.
They're not, and they're not people that I turn to when something's going on and I need some support. I need someone to talk to, and that's not because they haven't been a safe space. It's I haven't given them a chance to be a safe space. I'm sorry. Yeah. That was right at me. I'm just it's just out there. Just putting that out there. That is, I am so guilty of that.
Yeah.
Not giving people the opportunity to be a safe space. It's
I
nothing.
literally had that said to me 2 weeks ago. Last week.
Yeah.
I literally had that said to me last week.
That you weren't letting people be.
Let them be. Give them the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the opportunity to support you and be a safe space for you.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Bitch,
my
I don't need you
therapist.
coming at me.
My therapist has said that several times. Several therapists have said that. And I'm like, y'all, just I don't.
My therapist says that I am getting pretty good at vulnerability, but I'm like, only with you.
And I pay you for that.
No, I mean she's my therapist is great. I
Yeah.
really do. I really she's been through a lot with me. But here is not Webster's dictionary, but I literally said for our audience, for our community, let's explain vulnerability. So that you know what we're talking about when we say vulnerability, because we have been in therapy enough, and Sean and I both have talked about vulnerability to each other, to our therapists, to our friends, and like this is something that. But for those of you who may not have done vulnerability work, or vulnerability is maybe ambiguous, a lot that is thrown around in the pop culture, social media like thing. So here is what we talk about when we say vulnerability. And vulnerability is the courageous act of letting yourself be seen, especially in the places you've been taught to hide. It's not oversharing. It's not performing pain for connection. It's the moment you stop managing other people's perception of you long enough to tell the truth about your actual experience and feelings. It's saying, I don't have it together in a room where everyone's pretending that they do. So it says, vulnerability isn't just emotionally risky. It's been theologically weaponized. Admitting struggle meant weak faith, a weak person. Asking questions meant rebellion. Crying meant you needed more prayer, not more support. And that context makes Brene Brown, and for those of you, Brene Brown is really huge. She's a therapist who does a lot of work. My therapist loves Brene Brown, and she focuses a lot on vulnerability, and the context makes Brene Brown's classic definition hit harder. Is vulnerability is uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure, and it's the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, creativity, and trust. The birthplace, not the waiting room. It's the origin. So, yeah. Vulnerability is difficult, and especially comes from places when it's been weaponized against us. And so we feel disconnected, but we don't feel safe enough. It's never like it's not safe.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why we don't get when we're growing up, we learn. We have so many experiences where we tried to be vulnerable. We wanted to be vulnerable, but we were not given safety.
No.
We were hurt for it, for being vulnerable. It was weaponized. As you said, it was weaponized to the point where we've conditioned ourselves. That has conditioned us to not even give the opportunity. So now as adults, it's not that you've hurt me. It's that someone in the past has hurt me. A previous relationship, a caregiver, whatever. Enough people have hurt me that I'm like, I'm not even going to give you the chance to hurt me. I'm not going to be vulnerable because you're just going to be like everybody else. That's what the nervous system is telling us. You're just going to hurt me like everybody else is hurt me. So then I'm like, I'll just keep everything at the surface and it's fine. But at the same time where I'm keeping everything on the surface, part of me is craving connection. and craving that intimacy, that vulnerability. Like, why don't people see me? Why don't people know me? Why can't I'm hurting and I need to talk to someone and I can't? And both of those are existing at the same
Hmm.
time.
Well, for me, it's like you see the people who, like you convinced yourself, like after over time you're on that you keeping that surface level. Like for me, it's I became fiercely independent. I am
Hmm.
the epitome of independence. I don't need anyone. I can handle it myself. And
Hmm.
sometimes, and without knowing, is a lot of people reinforce that in the whole, "Well, you're strong. You've got this."
Yeah.
And I know I'm strong. And I
Yeah.
think that that's that part that keeps me a little at bay from a lot of people. And I know that they mean well. I
Mhm.
know that they mean well. And I
Right.
know that they care about me. And I
Hmm.
know that I am strong. I know that I am resilient. Look at all the shit that I have survived. Yes, that is not the point. The point is I am over here. I am opening myself up to you. And I need you to hold that space for me.
Hmm.
I don't need you to remind me that I'm strong. I need you to remind me that you're there and that you're sharing this space with me.
And
That's
that
vulnerability.
I don't have to be strong with that person.
Right.
That and I am guilty. I've done it with you many times. I used to do it with
Almost
you all the time.
everybody, every
Yeah.
single person in
It's
my life
very
has done that.
common.
And
Be-
it's hard because one, I know you want to fix it and
Mhm.
you would often, you just want to be my cheerleader. And some
I do.
people
I
are
do, yeah.
okay. And I get that.
Some people, that's
Again,
what they want.
yes.
Mhm.
But that's not me.
Yeah, that's
And
correct.
in the fact that I am practicing to not be independent and not
Mhm.
try to be fine and not try to be strong. And I think it becomes that's where my vulnerability comes in, is that I don't want to be strong right now. I don't want to be. Do I know that I am? Yes. Do I
Mhm.
know that I'm resilient and I will survive? Yes. But
Mhm.
for me, I am, and that's where it's hard. It's not necessarily being like sharing my feelings or sharing these things. It's when I get to the point with you that I have let down my guard and saying, I am not fine. And in this moment, I am not strong. And in this moment, I am feeling broken and I am falling apart and I am all of these things. And here is where I want to show you how I'm truly feeling and being honest and transparent. And I get told, it's okay. You're going to survive this. You're strong. It's
Yeah.
And they are trying because they don't know what to say, and that's not
Yeah.
anything, and I don't make it against them, but it's one of those, okay, cuz that to me in my head, whether they mean that or not, interprets, I'm making you uncomfortable, so I need to pull back.
Mhm.
Or when they try to fix it, I don't need you to fix me. Again, I don't, Sean.
Oh yeah. I even got a mug about it.
It's the whole, like, I don't need you to fix it. I don't need you to
Yeah.
fix it. And sometimes I don't need you to make me feel better either. I just need to know. I just need to know I'm not in this dark space, this vulnerable, raw place by myself.
Mhm.
And that's, for me, that's where the intimacy gap comes in. That's where I don't let people love me. That's where I pretend like let's talk about September and October for me. Like that's where my world is falling apart. And I put on the brave face and I put on the mask and everybody's like, we're here to help you. We're here to think. And I go, I'm you know what? I'm good.
Mhm.
Or I'm not good, but I'll be good. I think that's become, instead of saying I'm fine, that's become my generic answer is, yeah, I'm not okay, but you know what? I'll make it. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. And they're like, well, we're here if you need me. I know. Because I can't I can't, because in that moment I am feeling so much pain and I am feeling so much and I am drowning in the emotions that I can't handle being told, "You're strong, you've got this."
Hmm.
I would rather not hear it.
You'd rather just deal with it,
Yeah.
and yeah, I
But that
got you.
also keeps people from loving me. That keeps people from, it keeps everybody at a distance.
Yeah,
And
mhm.
yeah, sorry.
No, no, I was just gonna say that it's a it's a vicious cycle. It's a I need to be vulnerable, but it requires me allowing people to show me that they are a safe space. And then if they're not, just because it's so hard, because the brain is wired for safety, to protect. The brain is wired to protect ourselves, and we will shortcut that protection whenever we need it, because it's easier. And so that's where I will stop trying to be vulnerable, because someone has hurt me. But that's where I need to do, it's important to do the thing that my nervous system is screaming at me not to do,
Hmm.
because I will never find that safety with the people if I don't give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, and at the same time, my nervous system is screaming, "Don't do it! Don't do it! You're just going to get hurt." Um, and what makes that more difficult, and I'm speaking honestly more from this is what I imagine, because I tend to be on the wrong side of this. Um,
What?
is when I am guilty of being that, "Oh, you're strong. Oh, let me fix it," and all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
It must be difficult to continue to try to be vulnerable with someone who's responded in a way that is not helpful, and that is me. So yeah, I have been that. So I can imagine it's difficult to be vulnerable. It's even more, it got to be more, I would imagine it's more difficult to try to be vulnerable repeatedly with someone who has not been a safe space
Right.
sometimes.
Um, okay. This is not in the text. Okay.
Oh, you went off book. All right.
uh, so this is not in the text,
Okay.
but this is something that I have observed, that I have tried to become a little bit more aware of for myself and for my interactions with other people and vice versa. You can't push vulnerability. You can't force it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and people fear intimacy and being close and vulnerability with somebody else for a myriad of reasons. Myriad of reasons. They've either been abused, people gotten mad at them, so it's this whole thing, and they build walls. They over time, with every person and every bad experience, it's just another brick in the wall. Everybody. But they build these fortresses, and they protect themselves. And that's completely understandable. I do it. You're hiding behind this wall. And when you either get in a new friendship with somebody, or you get in a new romantic relationship with somebody, and you get to this point to where they get really frustrated with you. Hi.
Hi.
Because you are behind that wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they know the wall's there. So some people, if you keep it a surface level, they don't know the wall's there. They don't care that the wall's there. But the closer you get, the wall's there. And they're like, "Why don't you let me in? Why?" Oh, Sean even said this to me. Why?
Mm-hmm.
He said this to me when we were in our 20s, and it's stuck with
Mm-hmm.
me ever since. "Why won't you let me love you?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you constantly pushing me away? And why don't you let me love you?" And it was like a slap in the face. Still applies to this day.
All right.
Don't think like 20 years later I'm like, no, it still applies to this day. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's us using humor to deflect this really uncomfortable. Speaking
Mhm.
of vulnerability, this really uncomfortable topic. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Um, it's it's difficult because again, you let down your defenses for these people, and these people can destroy you. These people
Mhm.
can hurt you. These people can traumatize you all over again.
Mhm.
And I know for me, it's a slow process. But I think when I'm the person on the other side and I can see the walls and I can see the defenses and I can tell. I can tell that they want the closeness, but they're not there yet. They're not ready. You can't just go, what do I have to do?
Mhm.
Because that's just going to keep their walls a little bit more fortified. And you have to understand is sometimes it's not your choice. You can't force somebody to be vulnerable with you. You can't force somebody to be open with you and transparent with you. You can't. Just like people can't force me, even when they say, just let me love you. Well, I don't want to right now.
Yeah.
And that's hard. And on the person who has been on the other side of people who've had this wall, Sean, Jay,
Mhm. Mhm.
most of the people in
Mhm.
my life,
Mhm.
we all are trauma Triscuits. It's fine.
We
We're a
are.
nice little box of trauma Triscuits.
We're the family pack.
Yeah, we are the family pack. We're the party pack.
Yeah.
We bigger than the family pack, but it's understanding that you then have to practice the vulnerability with them, knowing that you might not get it in return.
Yeah. That's true. And being okay with that, because
Yes.
yeah, because that's not all. That sometimes you're like, if I'm vulnerable with you, you'll be vulnerable with me.
Yes.
There's an expectation that if I am with you, you will be with me,
Mhm.
and if that doesn't reciprocate, it's easy to go, well, why aren't you being vulnerable with me? I was vulnerable with you, like, and almost created transaction,
Yes.
and that doesn't help the safety and
And
vulnerability
that's
that
and
they need.
it's not genuine. It's
Yeah,
selfish actually.
yeah.
I'm going to give you this so you can give me that. And that is not healthy.
People pleasing codependence is based on that.
Yes.
I will get what I want if I get you what you want.
Yes.
And it may seem to the outside, people can see that as being altruistic, especially people pleasers, but it's far from it. It's very selfish.
Mhm.
It's approaching everything with a I'll get it back if I do it for you. It's focused on me.
Listening and crying, feeling like my life is being exposed. I'm sorry, Esta.
Yeah.
I mean, we are
Tough one.
laughing. This is a tough. You can blame Sean. Blame Sean.
She gave me a choice, and I chose.
I did. But we are only laughing about this only because this is very hard for us. It is very difficult for us. And so that's why we are laughing about it. I know some people might take that as we're making light of it. We are not. This is our trauma response, and like we
This is a
said at the
deep
very
one.
beginning of all of our episodes, we're not perfect, and this is how Sean and I are responding to this very hard episode. So this is a safe space, Asta, just as we with the rest of our community. This is a safe space to take what we say, however you want to say it, and this is a place for you to feel whatever you need to feel, and that's okay.
Yep, absolutely.
And we're here for you. But back to what Sean said, being okay is hard. It's hard. It is hard to go here. I'm going to tell you this thing about myself, and this person still doesn't let me in. And so it took me a long time. And of course, I like to work in visuals because ADD brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I have said this before, is that I like to think of myself as I have to be the hut lady. I have to be the old lady on the outside of the defenses, outside the crazy lady sitting there
Mm-hmm.
going, I'm here if you need something. And you know what? You look like you look like you're hungry. Here's some food, and I'll throw it over the wall. I don't want anything back from it. Here you go. You need me. And I'm going to be here, but I'm not going to force my way in. I'm not going to keep knocking on the door. I am just going to exist in my space and do my thing and handle my emotions. And I'm going to lobby some things over the wall. You need it. I'm going to give it to you. If I have it, I will give it. If I don't have it, I'll tell you I won't have it and I won't throw it over the wall. But it's that sitting in the consistency of, I don't expect you to let down your walls for me if you don't want to. But I'm not going to run. I'm also not going to fight. So many people are like, well, you didn't fight hard enough for me to. That's not my choice. And I spent a lot of my energy and a lot of that being the person, just let me in. I can help you. Let me in, because people pleasing, helper, and I can fix it. I can help you. And that just pushes people away. But just also avoiding them makes somebody feel alone. So by just existing and just telling them and reminding them, I'm here. Hey, I thought of you today. I just want you to know you're here. I'm here for you. How are you doing? But not expecting that intimacy in return is okay. That doesn't mean that person doesn't need you or doesn't want you there. It just means that they're not ready to be. They're not there. And that was hard. That's still hard for me, because there are times where I'm sitting there going,
oh my God,
I can
help. Let me in. I can do this.
I am not a bad.
I am not, and
I think it's one of those. I am not a bad person. Just let me prove it. Just let me prove I'm not a bad person. Let me prove I'm different from everybody else in your life. That's not that. If they're going to see you how they're going to see you, no matter what you do.
Yes, because sometimes it's not about you; it's about them, right? And by you, I mean us.
Yeah.
Whoever is. Yeah. So it's tough to be in that spot.
Yeah.
It's tough to sit there and watch it, and have it play out, and just be there. And
that in itself is a form of vulnerability. Sure. That in itself is, I am here. I mean, you're not don't sit there and let them abuse you and lobby like cannons at you. Like if that's it, pick up your ass and leave. No. But it's that in itself is vulnerability. That in itself is opening yourself up, going, I love you where you are. I care about you where you are. And if you are in a place where you are being guarded and defensive and you are there, fine. But I am here. I am not going anywhere, but I'm also not going to force myself upon you. You open your doors and I will gladly walk through. But I'm not going to break the door down. But I am not going to run. No matter how often you stand over the wall and throw insults at me like the fucking guy from Monty Python. He's like, I fart in your general direction. Okay, here's some Febreze. Whatever. Get your shit again. Like, it's fine. Right? I know what you're doing. Just figure your life out. I'm still going to be right here. In my nice little witchy garden. It's fine.
I like that metaphor from the first time you pointed it out. Because I could just see you just, here's some food.
You haven't been out in a while. Here's some toilet paper for all the shit inside your head.
Here's some grass in case you haven't touched it lately.
Right? But that in itself is a form of intimacy. And I think that's been a struggle for me, is because I've been I want to help you. I want to fix you. Because I want to prove that you can trust me. But you know what? I can't do it. No, there's nothing I can do except show up for you every day and just be consistent. And that I'm going to do that whether you reciprocate that or not. And that's fucking hard. That is not something I'm perfect at. I don't want you to think that I'm over here practicing that with everyone, because I'm not. And I still get hurt by it. I do. There's a couple people I can think of right now that I have been very honest and accepting with, and they've hurt me. And I'm going, okay, well, they've hurt me. They are proving, am I going to be mad and retaliate? And like, no, okay, well, I opened up and they've made it very clear by their actions that this is just not a friendship that needs to coexist for me, that is not healthy for me. So I'm not going to make a big stink of it. I will just pack up my shit and move out of my hut.
Yeah.
And that's still hard. And it still hurts and it's still uncomfortable because I was over here going, I was vulnerable with you and it did not go well for me.
Yeah.
But I also try to keep it. Hey, Sean.
Yes.
I try to keep it with that person and not say, see everyone, every time I do this. It's that one person, that one situation. That does not mean everyone is going to react that way.
Yes.
Sean.
That is,
Sean.
I hear you. I do.
Sean.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why am I explaining it why am I saying that, Sean?
Because I tend to shortcut all that stuff. Oh, if one person did it, everybody's going to do it. If this person did it one time, they're going to do it every time. And I think part of that just may be my excuse for, it's too hard, and so this didn't go well one time, so it just becomes kind of self-fulfilling. See, it didn't work. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna stop. And I've had the parts of me that have said that. The parts of me that have been like, see how hard it is. See what happened when you do that. We're just gonna stop. We're just gonna shut down. I've had to have that. We're just gonna shut down right now. We're gonna throw those walls up as high as we can possibly make them, because you know what? We're just done. And that's part of me. And again, that part of me is not trying to hurt me. That part of me is trying to protect me in the only way it knows how to protect me. But the problem with those walls is, though it may protect me from like feeling certain feelings, it also prevents me from feeling the comfortable, positive, the creating vulnerability. Like, it stops, but it stops everything, both directions.
Yep.
So, but the part of me is just like, I want to protect you. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. But I don't need that. That's not what we're going to do.
All right. I will ask our community this, and I'm going to address this to both Sean and I, but I'm going to also ask our community, and this one's going to hit fucking hard. I am just warning you now. This is a warning that this might hit you hard. How many times have you thought to yourself or trained yourself or resigned yourself to, I would rather feel nothing. I would rather not feel the good so that I don't feel the bad.
I didn't need that from you. I did not.
I would, you know what? How are you feeling? But I would rather feel nothing. I would rather be alone.
Yep.
I would rather do it myself. Yep. And I would rather feel absolutely nothing than feel angry, sad, ashamed, and disappointed.
That was pretty much my entire 20s and 30s. And part of my 40s. But yes, that I will admit, absolutely, that was a thing. Right, Jay? Exactly.
I warned you ahead of time.
You did give like a 30-second warning there.
I did. I even gave you time to brace yourselves.
You did.
I love feeling numb. And okay, you know what? I'm not going to negate that. You know, and I'm not going to invalidate that. Here's why.
There is,
because I have absolutely been there. And especially when right before I had my breakdown the last time, my complete breakdown, it was that feeling of relief. Mm-hmm. It was like the numbness was just, it felt it felt it was so. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel bad. I felt nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I can tell you exactly the last time I felt it was this fall. And I think I talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
That situation was so bad. And I was so scared and I was so upset and I was so hurt and I was so everything because everything was out of my control. There was nothing that I could do. And I just went numb. And I went to work and I did my thing and I went through my everyday life and it was like, it was a relief. It was such a relief. And everybody's like, well, I'm not feeling anything. But I knew it wouldn't last. I mean, it could. I've had some times where it's lasted for a while, but I knew that in my healing, that in my process, that's not where I was, but that was where my brain needed to be right that moment. But I didn't feel good. I didn't feel bad. I felt nothing. But that feeling nothing feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling nothing, that numbness feels safe. Because if I don't feel good, that means I don't have to be disappointed when it all goes bad.
Yep.
I come for you, Jay. You ain't got you. Good things don't happen to me. Because if good things don't happen to me, if I don't pursue the things, if I don't put myself out there, if I don't make myself vulnerable, if I don't tell the person that I want to go out on a date with them, or if I don't tell them this or I don't tell them that, if I don't risk it, I don't have to hurt.
Yes. Yep.
So I would rather feel nothing than feel the pain.
You are here in the chat, you are listening, so I kind of think of it like flatlining. You don't feel the negatives, you don't feel the valleys, but you will not feel the ups either, the mountains, the highs, the joys. You just flatline.
And how often do you learn how to fake the happy when you're feeling that numb?
Oh, of course. You absolutely, yeah. Because you don't want to deal with the questions. You don't want to deal with because you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's great. Because you don't want to. Yeah, you put on the face.
Cheap viewers.
Man, no. We're gonna have to say big fat no to that one. Thanks. Our viewers are the best.
I don't need to buy them.
Nope.
I would rather have a smaller viewer count and have quality viewers than...
Which is what we have.
Yes. But, okay, the core tear of why intimacy feels so scary. So some of these will hit, some of these won't. It'll be fine. But some of the thoughts that go through why you're so afraid of the vulnerability is, if you really know me, you will leave me. If I let you in, you can hurt me. If I need you, then I am weak. If I love you, then I can lose you, or I will lose you. And if I trust you, then you will use it against me.
Yeah. All those. Yeah, that's what we're really trying to save ourselves from, or protect ourselves from, or what we're thinking, whether we're conscious of it or not. That's what drives it. If I let you in, you can hurt me. If I let you in, you're gonna think less of me. You're gonna think too much. That I can't. I don't need that in my life. That's just.
Oh, Calvino.
Yeah. See, that part of my brain goes, all right, bet.
Well, Well, when he says that, all I can imagine is the first con is that when that guy was behind this fro and
Yeah.
he's just like,
that was good.
you can't lose Calvino. Look for the fro.
We love our Calvino.
We do. But it says these thoughts are not irrational; they're historical, and that's true.
Yes.
It's trauma.
Yeah.
It is trauma. That is a trauma response.
Yeah.
And what I like to say, it's our trauma truths.
Yeah.
It's because they feel true.
Oh, they do. We've told ourselves those over and over again.
Not only have we told ourselves that, but people have done it to us so often that has become our truth.
Yes, which is absolutely. We live it. It's something
bullshit.
Yeah, right. Who picked this episode?
Yeah. Who, Sean? I wanted to do the other one, but no, you
did.
wanted to do this one. Now I've got to sit here in my discomfort and try to laugh it off because God knows I don't want to cry.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And when we do this long enough, it becomes our identity. That's the scary part. That's what makes it difficult to not do this. I rolled a nat one on the top.
He's a liar. Who's lying?
Yeah, it becomes the identity, becomes who we are. It's what we tell ourselves. It is we're the strong one. And as you mentioned earlier, sometimes the people around us reinforce that unwittingly. And so it just kind of perpetuates. And the only way for it to be different is for us to do something different. I know it sucks, right? Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I know, right? Is it personality or is it trauma? Yeah. Yeah, in another fantastic game of is it my personality or is it my trauma? It's both.
Bullshit. But the problem with all of this is, and I guess I hate to say problem. I think the conundrum of it is when you're healing, and you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm a good person. I've healed myself. I'm in a good place. I'm in these things. And you want that connection. But you're terrified. And so you keep your walls up. You keep behind your walls. And you tell yourself, especially... It's part of the chat prot. When somebody is genuinely loving you and caring about you and proving and showing up for you, and you want to let them in, like in your brain, you're going, this person is amazing, and I really I feel safe with them, and they have done nothing, and even they have seen me, fall apart, and they still were grateful. I want to let them in. And you can't. There's something stopping you.
Holding
you just
back.
Can't.
Yep.
And you make the excuse to yourself, well, it's not them, it's me, and that's fine. And that's true. It's not them, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
And you want them to be close to you, but you have to open that door. There's no, and you try to find every single way around it.
Oh God, yes. The rationalization is Olympic style.
If we have conversations over the wall, it will be fine.
Yes, if we just holler, just megaphone it. Mm-hmm.
And then that also breeds this whole, but you're staying behind the wall, and yes, you're talking to them, but you're not letting them in. And over time, that person will eventually go from the inside, and the worst part of it. Yes. Eventually go, okay, like, I feel disconnected to you. I want to connect with you. We have grown this friendship or grown this relationship. We've gotten to the point, but I am feeling then the dreaded words. I feel distant from you.
Yeah.
And you look at them really oddly and you go, what are you talking about? You don't let me in. Well, yeah, I do. Do you?
Yeah.
Because they are saying that. I don't know how many times I've heard that in my lifetime, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
You're not open with me. I don't know who you are. And they don't. And there comes a time where that gap, okay, they can be patient for so long, but then they are needing that emotional return from you.
Yeah.
And you're not willing, like you have a choice. You can either open up or you can just go, I'm not ready. And if you're not ready, that's fine. But then you have to accept the fact that you're not giving them what they need.
Yes.
And then as somebody who's an anxious attachment, all of a sudden you fucking panic.
What?
Avoidant attachments go, all right, fuck it, go away. And then the anxious attachment goes, how can I keep them without actually
doing the
opening
thing
up? Yeah, without doing the thing.
How can I end round this situation?
How can I imitate vulnerability? Like,
yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. I struggle with the rationalization to avoid that. It's not a big deal. Oh, it's just in my head. Oh, it's just that's where I struggle. It's like I want to, but then I'm like, there's all these reasons why it's
not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Yeah. Like I'm just complaining or I'm just being. They don't care. There's me projecting. It's. Yeah.
Are you ready for this, Sean? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Another
triggering moment. Hey, you chose violence today. We're going to be violent. We're going to swing that axe until we're all bloody on the floor. All right.
You're steering into it.
If we're doing this, we're going to do this. All right. You're healing. You understand vulnerability is the need to open up, the need to share yourself, etc., and so forth. You are doing the healing work. It is still hard. It is not saying that it's easy, that it's something that you practice. Now, I am saying this because I am 100% guilty of this. You don't share the good feelings either.
Rude. Why would you do that? Why would you? That is so true.
You are stuck behind these walls to protect yourself, right? You keep everything surface level. Maybe not even just surface level. Maybe you let them in the front, like the front fort part, but you don't let them in the castle. Like, okay, using that analogy, but like you let them in you let them over the moat, but you don't let them in.
Yeah.
So you're there. And you don't want to tell them. I don't want to tell you I think you're great. I don't want to tell you I have feelings for you. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to share my good moments with you. I don't want to tell you of a time I was really proud of my what I've done. I don't want to tell you when I'm really happy or when I feel really good about myself. That's intimacy too.
You're right. It is. Well. Oh, there's that. Thanks for that. You're right. Especially that because that's an issue. Okay, so when you've had people in your life, when I've had people in my life, where that vulnerability people can respond to that vulnerability in a hurtful way just as much as sharing other stuff. I'm super proud of this thing. Oh, I want to share it with you. Oh, well, I mean, it's all right. It's
I don't want to share this good thing with you because I don't want you to hurt me.
yes, because you can be hurt just as much by sharing the positive things. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You're right.
I don't want to care about this person. I don't want to feel good about this person. I don't want to let them know I care about this person because God forbid, because
What if they hurt me back?
what if they make fun of me? What if they
Yeah.
like what if
What
it
if they
gets weird? What if
what
they
if they
reject
reject
me?
me? Which is not a problem. Like them rejecting is not a them problem.
No.
Depending on how they do it. But I don't want to I risk having to deal with rejection
I'd rather be alone than be with somebody
than be
good.
rejected by
Than be
somebody.
rejected.
Oh, you didn't. All right. Sorry, community. Um,
I warned you.
she did. She did.
I was not going in. I did not swing. I did not swing without the warning.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
thanks for that.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Jay? Thanks. Appreciate that. Good. Yeah.
But vulnerability is not just opening yourself up for the bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Building that wall, again, it's just like feeling good and feeling bad, but building that wall means not opening yourself up to allow for the good stuff. Yeah, sorry.
Not
Actually,
sorry.
not sorry. No. I mean, I say this
It
only.
needed to be said.
It did need to be said because
It did.
I do this all the time. I just I feel good, but I'm not going to tell you because because here's my trauma and from my abuse, because I feel good and I feel safe around you and I feel all these things and I want to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you because by telling you gives you ammunition to abuse and manipulate me.
Yeah.
So if I make you think, yeah, I enjoy your presence, but I don't ever let you know how deeply I feel or how good it is or whatever, if I just keep it cordial and casual and nice, if I keep our friendship on the surface, if I keep everything like, if I'm really proud of something I've done at work, I don't want to open myself up to have somebody swoop in and tear that apart. So I'm just going to play it off like, you know what? I'm just so, I'm glad
Things
you
are
like
fine.
it.
Things are good.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you like it. Just
Yep.
doing my job. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Then that means you can't hurt me. You can't take away the pride. You can't shoot holes in something that I've worked very hard for. You can't reject me. You can't. And unfortunately, that is just as lonely.
It is. Yeah. It is absolutely just as lonely. Not being able to share the positive things, or feeling like you have to hide. Whether it's because because the other people have shut it down before, or because you are afraid that they're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very lonely.
You can't share the good and you don't want to share the bad, so you just sit in that nice little beige world.
It's not pretty. Yeah.
I feel this really strong thing avoidance. Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is, the desire, the I can't speak for you or anybody in the community, but I know for me, the deep, it is so deep and it's so almost visceral desire to want to share how I feel. What I've done, the pride, the attraction, the comfort, the desire to connect is so strong.
Yeah.
And it's so strong. But here's where my trauma comes in keeping keeping at arm's length is because my anxious attachment had me oversharing and opening up and being too open and too vulnerable to too many people because I had that deep desire to be loved and
Mm-hmm.
praised and validated that I would share and share and share and share, good,
Mm-hmm.
bad, whatever, and I was met with so much either rejection or weaponized vulnerability or et cetera and so forth that I don't want to share anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to share the good and I don't want to share the bad. I don't want to share any of that anymore. And I don't trust myself. That's where the distrust of myself comes in because I really love you and I really care about you and I've got, all this stuff. And that's got me shot down. I'm really proud. I'm really happy about this thing that I did. And look at this. Look at how good it is. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited about it. And it's not a big deal to you. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I am falling apart. I
Mm-hmm.
am not feeling strong today. I'm sad. And it has taken all my energy just to breathe today. Oh, okay. Okay. Like, I got it. I'll figure it out.
Wounds deep.
So, intimacy is not just sharing the broken parts about you. Vulnerability is not about sharing the broken, but vulnerability can also look like you wanting to share the good parts, but you just can't.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm about to cry because it's fine. Because I think that's where I'm at is not necessarily sharing the broken parts, which is still a struggle for me. But I think being too much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sharing the I don't want to tell you I feel safe with you because my wiring and my brain says if I share that moment with you, if I share that I feel safe and I feel good with you, then that is the moment that you're going to take that and you're going to know that you can hurt me.
Gives them leverage.
Leverage and ammunition
Yeah.
and all of
Yeah.
us. I wait for that moment where then all of a sudden, it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to share with you that I am whatever. I'm not going to share the good with you. I'm going to keep the good right here with me because in me keeping how good I feel with you or how good I feel with my work or how safe or comfortable I feel in your presence or how I'm proud of you or if I feel all of those things, I'm going to keep that to myself. I'm going to say the socially acceptable thing. I'm going to say the thing that keeps you knowing that I support you. And it doesn't make things weird. It doesn't mean that I have to be vulnerable. And it just keeps things nice.
Keeps the status quo.
And my therapist and I talked about this past week. The difference between being nice and being good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, if you keep things nice, nobody's uncomfortable. She's like, but you're uncomfortable. It's like, but they're not.
Yeah, but I can deal with my uncomfortability.
Right.
I don't want to. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. That.
Hi
Yeah.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, John, you can talk now so I can sit in this discomfort. Because that was
Yeah.
actually very vulnerable and
That
I'm
was.
not okay with it, so I'm good.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable. Vulnerability is a beautiful thing. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, because being vulnerable in that moment, after that moment of being vulnerable, like my brain begins thinking of how all of the ways that this can go completely wrong.
Again,
And
I needed a moment, and you gotta just
sorry,
go.
I just about up.
There you go. All right, cool. All right, no, keep going.
Um, and so I think it's important to convey when someone is vulnerable. That's important. It can be, it very much is a big deal. Like that's what we've all been talking about, is that's not easy for us. And so acknowledging that I know that wasn't easy, and I appreciate you being vulnerable. Appreciate you sharing that, um, and kind of give that back to them, because I I'm freaking out, and a lot of people probably are too. So hearing that helps to kind of go, okay, it was okay. What I did was okay. It's not gonna come back. It's not gonna. They're not hating me. They're not, because I feel like I'm a bundle of nerves at that point, and so that response that helps.
Mhm.
It helps kind of soothe that, and it kind of helps quiet the voices that are.
It validates the vulnerability.
It does, yes, yeah,
It's in the when somebody shares something with you, good, bad, or indifferent, and you're like, "Thanks for sharing that with me." I recognize that that might not have been easy for you, and
Mhm.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And just recognizing that it isn't easy.
yes, absolutely.
And not trying to like cheerlead or trying to
Fix it.
soothe or fix it.
Yeah,
It's just acknowledging the act of
yes,
being vulnerable. And
absolutely.
I think for me, when I hear that, when I hear thank you for sharing with me,
Hmm.
I know that isn't wasn't easy for you. What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need? And
Mhm.
I think then that makes builds that for me. It's that signal of safety, of going, okay, I was vulnerable with them. They heard what I said,
Mhm.
and it makes me feel not all the time, not all the time,
Mhm.
but sometimes makes me feel safe enough to tell them, hey, what do you need? I don't know, but if you could just sit here with me until I figure it out.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, I really could use a hug.
Mhm.
Or I don't know, but could you reassure me?
Mhm.
Or when I share something happy, going, thanks for sharing that with me. And I'm really happy. Like, what do you need? I need you, whatever. But it's that acknowledgement that goes, I'm safe. That literally they say you are
Are
safe
safe.
without, which is so fucking important. So
Yeah.
goddamn important is
Yes.
without saying you're safe. Like you don't have to say you're safe
You're safe. Yeah.
because we've heard the words you're safe.
Yes, and those have been complete opposite. So
Right.
yes, saying that, you're right. Those, saying you're safe is kind of a bit of a trigger.
Yes.
So how do you, yeah, saying
Ooh.
it without saying that. Yeah, like whoa. You're safe usually came before weaponized
Right.
vulnerability. So yeah.
You're safe. Tell me what it is. Like that's
Whoa, yeah, stiffly with the
yeah.
fingers. Whoa.
um
Yeah.
and it's just
Hey,
that
Nev.
trigger of hi
Hmm.
Nev, that clue of they heard me and I am safe.
Yes.
um
Hmm.
okay, yeah, let's go into that, what it actually looks like, closing the gap, closing that vulnerability intimacy gap, Sean.
Oh.
um
Okay.
yeah, you read them.
All right. So, what does it look like to close the gap?
To let somebody in.
Yes, to let somebody
Yes.
in. And intimacy is not, or vulnerability is not a massive dump. I'm being vulnerable. accept me, love me. I'm being
Rip your chest
vulnerable.
cage. Here's my heart, and
Yes.
I'm bleeding all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Forget the fact that they may not have consented to it at the moment. Forget no.
listen, 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 listen. I don't need you coming at me like that.
What? What? No.
I
um,
had to learn to ask. I
no,
get it.
that's absolutely fair. Well, and that's the consent behind that's something we haven't really talked about, but the consent to be vulnerable, the consent of are you in a place where I can be vulnerable with you? Because someone may be a safe place or ready to want to be a safe place for you, but in certain moments when you want to give them that vulnerability, they're not in a place themselves to be that safe space. They're dealing with something, and that is just not the response you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's in that moment, that's the response. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be a safe space for you. And so, and when you're like when you're like me, and vulnerability is such a hard thing to get to the point where I'm finally going to do it. To have a rejection or something I perceive as rejection
Mm-hmm.
come at me, like that's going to shut me down. Like that's tough to deal with.
Yeah.
And so it's important to approach that with consent, to go, hey, do you have a moment? Are you in a headspace? Is it okay if we talk about something? I need to getting that consent before doing that is important.
Or just when you notice, it's like, I know Jay has actually started doing this with
Mm-hmm.
me, and he's done it. He's done it for like over a year now, but he's like, I have the battery. I know you're drained. I know I have the battery if you need it. And not even not even me asking for consent, but him just letting me know, hey, I'm here. I'm not going to force you to be vulnerable, but I have the battery and I have the capacity right now if you don't.
It's good. Having those phrases, having that terminology that doesn't, like you said, the whole you're safe. Having a phrase that conveys that, especially if it's just between two people, is really, because that in of itself can create that trust.
Because the phrase, oh my God, the phrase I hate is, well, I'm here if you need me.
Yeah. Even when it's meant well, it has been used and abused so much. Yeah, I get that.
And he, I think in that turn, because he's like, I have the battery if you don't, he's like, my battery's running low today. So that's like a cue. So it's like those phrases. It's that cue of, I know no matter what I'm doing, if I'm in a place, I can reciprocate and I can go, well, I have battery. What do you need? Mm-hmm. Or I don't have battery and I know he's not the person that I need to be leaning on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's one of those, once you start slowly letting people in and you start actually, and that's the thing, is that it's a slow, minuscule, micro choices.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here if you need me. Feels like emotional fucking thoughts and prayers. Yes, it's the secular version of thoughts and prayers. It is the non-religious version of that. But it's learning and teach. And this is what I had to accept, is that it's not going to be all at once. Mm-hmm. It's not. You're not going to go, okay, I want to be vulnerable with this person, so fuck it and just take all the walls down.
Yeah, it's not a light switch.
It's micro choices. It's letting them in a little by little. Mm-hmm. It's especially with the good things. It's sharing a moment, even if it's a small moment. I saw, like, I did this thing and it makes me so happy and it's super dumb. Mm-hmm. Like, I found this really fun T-shirt. Look at it. It's so cute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
it's little stuff.
Yes, it is the little stuff. And it's over time.
Yes.
Little by little choices. And then again, what trauma, like my therapist tells me, is like, we have all this evidence of how we're going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we're running. That's the
Mm-hmm.
program that we're running off of. That is the code that is written into our body and our nervous system and everything. And you don't just go in, Sean, our code developer over here, you just don't go in and go, select all, delete. That is not how it works.
Please don't do that.
No, everything crashes at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much one line of code at a time,
Mm-hmm.
little
Put it
by
in.
little.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's programs aren't written in one foul swoop.
No.
So, it's also not defaulting to I'm fine, it's fine for like one person. Because I'm not saying stop saying I'm fine, I'm okay. No, because you can't just drop that wall down and expect everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Like, work is not the place of going, how was your weekend? It fucking sucked. My dog died and my, my best friend cheated on me with whatever. Yeah. I don't even know. Like, with a mare mute. I
don't know. Because most people, when they ask how you doing, are not looking for a vulnerable response. No. So pick a person, pick someone that you feel that you can try this with, that you can test with, and try to and pick something small. And stop saying I'm just fine or it's okay, everything's fine. And yeah. So
this practice session, fuck that. So
I know, right?
In practice, it looks like noticing when you're performing being okay instead of actually being okay. And that's the thing, is just being very aware of your of when you're feeling vulnerable and your responses. This next one is applied to this entire podcast.
It is.
Notice when you deflect vulnerability with humor or subject changes. All 2 hours.
Yeah. That's us. That's our tagline.
See, we noticed that. We've acknowledged that through this entire podcast.
Yeah, but in our defense, there are you do need moments of levity. Mm-hmm. Even my therapist will do that. He'd be like, we need to we've gotten a little deep. We need to elevate this a little bit. Let's talk about something else.
I do it so often in my therapy. My therapist laughs and then just goes, okay, so we're going. Practice saying one true emotional thing per day, even just to yourself in a journal. I think that's also another thing, is learning how to be vulnerable with yourself.
Ooh.
And that's not something we talked about. It's learning to be vulnerable and honest with yourself. And that's hard too. That's hard because, again, I don't trust that bitch. I trust yourself. No, I do not trust that bitch.
No, they've hurt me before.
Yeah. Have you seen the choices she makes? Do you have you seen the choices she makes?
Trust them? Nah.
You've done more healing than you think, Anna.
Oh. Right, you get that too? I'm like, no. I'm struggling to accept that.
And you see, that's the oh god, okay. All right. Again, we're sidetracking this. Is that's the other thing, is like trusting yourself and being vulnerable with yourself, is that you're not rewriting your own code. You don't trust other people, and it's easy to replace that code with, but you just can't accept, okay, I'm going to be open and honest with myself and how I feel, and trust myself because I know that I've grown, and here are all of the examples of how I've grown and made healthy choices and how I've reacted differently and how I've done. But see, those things are in the doom pile of my ADHD brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I realize they exist in there. I just have not put them in the code yet.
No, yeah.
They're just in the folder on my desktop going, things to rewrite later.
Yep. Yeah. So be vulnerable with yourself. That's one thing to do. Be vulnerable with yourself, and write it in a journal, because it tends to become more real and be more evident when you put it in a journal versus just thinking it.
No. Ew.
Ew. Ew. Yes, that's a proper response. Ew. Nobody wants to do that.
Ew. No. Again, we're using humor so I don't cry. Yeah. I know. I'm aware I am aware. And I am sure every therapist that ever comes across is going, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
We do what we do.
And find one person and practice being slightly more real with them. And that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do I know this is the person I can be real with? You don't. And that's
that
you
sucks.
want reassurance. You want
100% return on investment. I'm
Yes.
gonna do this, and they're gonna respond well, and it's gonna be good.
It's going to be exactly how I see it, and it's going to be
Yes, it's
fine.
gonna be
And
how
they're
I've
never going to hurt
rehearsed
me,
it
and
a
they're never
million
going to
times in my
disappoint me,
head.
and they're never going to do these things. And I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Perfect.
That's, again, never going to happen. Again, trust is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Trust is a choice. And sometimes the choice is wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes you find out that the person is not the person.
Right. Except, again, you find that out, you pick up your goddamn hut and you go on. That doesn't mean it's, again, isolating the fact that it's that person and not everyone.
That is easier said than done. When you've, that's my trauma right there.
What?
Taking one event and extrapolating it for everything. Yeah.
I would not know what. I have never been the recipient of that, Sean.
Never, ever, absolutely not. No, moving on. So, hard truth. What hard truths require tolerating discomfort that feels like danger. Ooh, that's hard. Just tolerating discomfort. It's going to be uncomfortable, and that is okay.
So, and what that looks like is, even when you're not saying the big emotional thing, you say the one small truth that is vulnerable, and you're sitting there going, fuck.
Yeah.
That's literally the first words out of in your head. You go, fuck, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And then followed by the over explaining. I mean,
Yes.
okay, so I don't take that like you cover your tracks, because God knows if you oh God.
And by over explaining, you're pretty much negating everything that you did say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or if you're not in front of them, it's like picking up the phone. Oh God, I need to text them. I need to.
Or when that's when you're being open about your emotions, or when you're sad and you let somebody in when you're not strong, like the next day after you're done being emotional, going, I am apologizing. God, I am so sorry. I know that I fell apart on you. It was just a bad day. Please, I'm not like that every day. It's just, I didn't mean for you to see the mess. I'm not like that all the time. I'm not
that's not who I am.
That's not who I am. I'm so sorry. I'm not usually like that.
I have been on the receiving end of that. And my response is, why are you apologizing?
Bitch, I don't need you fucking coming at me right now.
There's a few times where I can be like, why are you doing this? Why are you apologizing?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Yeah.
All right.
I'm apologizing. Oh God.
Your nervous system will tell you it's unsafe and it's working from old data. And that's what I said earlier. You're gonna feel like it's wrong.
Yes.
Your brain in your healing journey tells you that it is right and that it is healthy and that this is okay. Your brain says it is safe. Your brain tells you that this is okay. Your nervous system and your trauma response tells you you're a fucking idiot. What did you fucking do?
And you're going to regret this. Oh my God. Yeah.
Instant regret.
Oh yeah. Nervous system is kicking because nervous system is wired based on your experiences. And it doesn't know anything different. It doesn't know a difference between physical danger and emotional danger and any kind of, it just thinks, oh my God, we're not safe.
Nah, shame takes over and vanish for weeks. Still the same response. Still the same.
Yes.
Still old data. Still
yep.
You're vulnerable, and the instant, whatever it is, you're vulnerable in that moment. Then instant next moment is the discomfort of whatever it is. And your nervous system kicks in to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it's not always perfect, and it's all and you're going to get it wrong, and you're going to get hurt, and you're going to do all these things, and you're not going to be vulnerable perfectly. I'm not vulnerable perfectly all the time. I still a lot of times I still resort to the over explaining, and the what I meant by this is don't take this the wrong way, and I don't want this
Mm.
to be weird, and I don't want, like, oh, you know, you know, or when I fall apart, or I'm fine. I'm really fine. It's just I was just overwhelmed. I was just overloaded. Like, I still resort to that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just because I still resort to it, I at least am aware of it. That maybe the next time I can, as long as I'm aware of it, maybe the next time I can stop and say, okay, I was vulnerable. I'm just going to sit in this.
Yes.
I'm going
No.
to sit in it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to over explain it. I'm not going to justify my feelings. I'm not going to justify any of these. I'm not going to excuse or dismiss my feelings. I'm just going to sit in this vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
It does. It is. Whew, feels so uncomfortable. It feels like physical danger. It feels like the world is going to end at that point. Like your life is going to just. But sometimes but you got to sit in it. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's bad. S- Small, repeated acts. Small. You were conditioned to think vulnerability is unsafe through probably a lot of small acts because you weren't born that way.
Death by a thousand paper cuts.
Yes, so you're not getting out of it in one foul swoop.
Yeah.
You're rewiring it one small action at a time.
Okay. What? This next part is bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. This whole podcast.
No one can see me break. My brain can't handle that. One day.
Mm-hmm. One
Maybe
moment.
not today, and maybe not tomorrow, but one day. And no one's rushing you, Asta.
Mm-mm.
And that's okay. Because trust me, I've been there.
Yeah.
I sit in that world way more than I sit in being vulnerable and open about my feelings. Okay. How being vulnerable, relationship truths about vulnerability. You cannot have real intimacy and vulnerability with people who are performing for you. And you cannot have real intimacy while you are performing for them.
That was my next thought. Even yeah, I was like, and if I'm performing it, I can't do it. Oh, I can't perform real vulnerability. It's not performative.
And this last one, and somebody has to go first.
I've been thinking that the entire time. Well, how do I know that they're going to be safe?
It's terrifying. It also the only thing that works. Somebody's got to make the first move. Somebody has to say, you know what? I want to get close to you. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no 100% guarantee, and there's no fucking shit. And you end up playing this game of vulnerability chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, like, because you can tell with people, especially when you're saying, you can tell with people, you play this vulnerability chicken. As long as I don't say anything, they're not saying anything. If they're not saying anything, then I won't say anything, because I don't want to be the first one to say anything, because if I'm the first one to say something, then they have the upper hand.
Yeah.
They can hurt me, and I'm not gonna let that happen. They have to be the one to say it first. But they're over there, like, probably thinking, no, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to, like, no, like,
Mm-hmm.
everything's gone wrong with me. See all the things. So I'm not going to say anything, because if I say something, then that means, I might actually care about them. And if I actually care about them, then they're going to take advantage of me. And you're over here going, well, if I let them know that I care about them, then, they're going to manipulate me, and they're just going to leave me anyway. And it's like, you stand there and you're just like, somebody's got to say something, or you're just sitting in, like, purgatory forever.
And talking about the weather. You both, it's funny because you both want the same thing.
Yes.
You're just both afraid of what the other person will do. It's kind of like you're watching a movie and like you as the audience, you know what's gonna happen and what needs to happen, and you know all you gotta do is yeah. But in that moment with the other person,
And this is not just romantic. I know that it seems like it's romantic, but friendships
it's not.
too. Friendships too.
Yeah,
Like
the
when,
same.
like you're a friend and you know that they're hurting, and you know that they're, but and maybe you're hurting too, or
Mhm.
you're feeling alone and you're feeling lonely, and you're just going through a rough time, and you really just need a friend, but you don't, and we've all done it. You have that person that you just want to text. You're like, for some reason, I want to text this person because
Mhm.
I feel like they would understand me, but you
Mhm.
don't do it because you're like, but we're not at that level of friendship yet. Well, you never get to that level of friendship without actually getting to that level of friendship.
Someone's got to go first. Yep.
Still letting somebody really close is so
It
hard.
it
Oh,
is.
and we're not saying
Absolutely.
this is that is. No, this is probably one
Mm-mm.
of the, especially for those who suffer from trauma, whether it be parental or relationship or
Mhm.
anything, intimacy, and even those that aren't fucking super traumatized. Intimacy is in vulnerability, intimacy/vulnerability is difficult, period. This is not
Mhm.
something that just goes with religious trauma or goes with any type of trauma or mental illness. Vulnerability, period, is a difficult thing across the board. This is
Mhm.
something that applies to everyone. How many people do we hear like fucking on fucking social media? How many people talk about like the situationships? The girl who's like, I feel all the things, and the guy who's like, no, I just didn't like. That's not it. Like, how many people talk about being alone or not being able to be close to somebody, or people
Mhm.
feeling like it's all over. This is universal. Vulnerability is universal.
We're wired for closeness and relationships
Yes,
and
and
friendships.
connection.
Yes. That's why this is learned behavior. What we're talking about, the conditioning and the trauma we've had is learned behavior. So we're trying to unlearn it, and it is freaking difficult. So,
Oh God. Okay. So the reality is the vulnerability/intimacy gap is created and built by a younger version of who you are. It is something that you've learned over time, whether over time, be it trauma, et cetera, so forth. Over time, you've learned to keep people, to build that moat, to build the
hmm
wall, build the moat, and keep them as far away from you as possible.
yep.
However, you can still acknowledge and say, I know why you're this way. It's okay that you feel this way. It is understandable that you feel this way. And say, but I don't want to be this way anymore. And I don't feel I need to protect myself anymore. I want to feel safe outside of these walls. I want to grow. And by that, I need to understand that the walls will probably already still be there, but that doesn't mean I have to stay within the wall.
hmm
I want to grow and I want to heal, and that requires me to step outside of the wall. And that's scary. And I
It
know that
is.
that's scary. And you can tell your inner child and your inner younger self, you can say, I know that this is scary. And we don't have to see the world all at once. We can
hmm
do it one step at a time.
hmm Yep.
And then we can go back in. And then, we'll try a couple weeks later. How about we go a little further?
Yeah.
And we'll just try that. And then we can stay here. Everything can stay within sight. And that's not saying you don't need to exist anymore. No, it's acknowledging that thing, that part of you is always going to exist. That part of you that is always going to want to protect and need to protect yourself is always going to exist. And you don't have to literally board a ship and go across the world. You can just go, I'm going to open my doors today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
But that inner child, that little kid feels that way because they were made to feel that way. It is not irrational. You were not built wrong. You were not created wrong. You were not broken. You were built for the environment you were in, for the people that were around you, for the family that was around you, for your environment. That's how you learn to survive.
Yeah.
You're not broken.
And I think that's the thing is, I don't know about you, Sean, but when somebody good comes into your life and you don't let them in and you don't trust them and you don't think all these things and you go, and then you start going, what's wrong with you? Don't shame yourself. And it's very difficult to go, this person is a good person. Why am I scared to let them in?
Yeah.
The fact is you're scared to let them in because your inner child is scared.
Yes.
And you have to be the adult and go, I know you're scared, but let's just try. This is where reparenting your inner child is so important.
I like the I think you're the first person I heard to say this. Let's do it scared. We're gonna do it scared.
We do brave things. No, we do scary things, and we're going to be brave.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to do it scared. Because bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is acknowledging the fear and still doing whatever you need to do anyway. I'm going to be brave. And I think that's what... Oh, now I'm going to cry. Fuck you, Sean.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, okay. This is me being vulnerable right now. Okay. Oh, okay. Here, you're seeing it in real time, folks. Okay. I have to often tell myself, I can't even look at the camera.
Okay.
I have to often tell myself, because I am afraid all the time. I am afraid all the time. I'm afraid I'm going to fuck my kids up. I'm afraid I am healing wrong. I'm afraid that I am insert whatever. And the only thing that has even gotten me through this far is telling myself that. And I remember the first time I told it to the girls is when I first moved out, and I was terrified. I was terrified, and the girls were terrified. And I said, this is hard. And it's scary. And I don't know what the future brings. And I'm scared too. But we're going to be brave. We do the hard things, and this is hard. And we're going to be brave about it. And that does not mean not feeling scared or feeling your feelings or feeling terrified. It doesn't mean any of those things. What it means is that we're going to feel those things, and we're going to cry, and we're going to be terrified, and we're going to be scared, and we're still going to do it anyway. And we may cry the entire time, but we're still going to do it. And it's what me and my kids say. We do the hard things, and we're going to be brave. And I emphasize with them, being brave does not mean being fearless. It does not mean being emotionless. Being brave is feeling all of the emotions and still making the choices that need to be made and doing the things that are right. Because saying you feel nothing, saying you're doing something without having any emotion and being fearless and not being afraid in any of those things means being reckless. I would rather be brave. I would rather be terrified and still be brave. And that comes with vulnerability. And there you go. There you go. I'm going to sit in that. I'm going to sit in that. So can you close for me, please? Right now. Thank you. And I'm going to hydrate.
I love all that you just said. I think that's really important. And thank you for sharing that part of you. All right. So we're going to build something different, one person at a time. Let one person at a time actually see you. All right. Wrap for the week.
Yes.
All right. All right. So today is Sunday, which means tonight we have Let's Build with me. Let's build with Pep. I am getting close, so close to finishing the Enterprise. If you wanted to see what the finished product looked like, it's right over Anna's shoulder. That is the Enterprise in the corner. It looks amazing. You did a fantastic job on it. Mine is getting really close to being done. So join me tonight at 6:30 Eastern on my channel.
And we have the sticker that has the boldy.
Boldy, yes.
Yes, the
original mistype, misprint. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get the corrected ones because I kind of like the misprint.
I know. It'll be rare one day.
It will be rare one day. Everybody's going to fix theirs and ours will be rare. And so join me on my channel, Dorian Summer. It's the last one there, right there in the list. We're going to be finishing or getting close to finishing the Enterprise, and then we're going to look at what we're going to build next. And so that is at 6:30 Eastern on my channel. And then Tuesday, we have 3 Bards and a Dragon where we roll a D20 and let it ruin our lives.
We're going to have a continuation.
Oh God, I forgot. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. Yes, we're gonna have a continuation. Last week was hilarious. I had fun with that one so much. So I think the episodes stay up for a week. So if you haven't checked it out on the Team AOA channel, Team_AOA, check out our last week, and we're gonna probably have a continuation this week. Oh my God, who knows what's gonna happen?
We really should start posting those on YouTube.
we really should. Yeah. So anyway, Team AOA channel, 3 Bars and a Dragon. It's at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. So come check us out. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, our good buddy Nev streams, and he is a game streamer. So we like to raid into him. So definitely check him out. Give him a follow. I think you'll enjoy it. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 8:30 is when he streams. And then that brings us back to Sunday morning with more waking up. No, next week I think is a meeting weekend.
So it'll be solo.
It'll probably be a solo stream. Yes, I think I'll be at a meeting for con, which is only 2 months away.
I haven't even started working on my cosplay, and I know
some of us I don't think have submitted their forms either.
I submitted my form.
Bitch. You did. I was talking to somebody else. So if you Jay's like, oh God. If you are going to be in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, me, Anna, and Jay are going to be at Con Carolinas. It is going to be a blast. We're so excited.
And
we have a lot of
me.
Oh, and that's right. And Beard for me will be there. So it is going to be a fun time. We have a bunch of panels that we're going to have planned. We're going to have our table, our booth set up. And lots of shenanigans planned. So you're not going to want to miss it if you're able to be in the area. And if you are and you want to come check us out, you can get 25% off your weekend pass if you use the code Team AOA. www.concarolinas.org is the website if you want to check out tickets. Come hang out with us. We know a lot of you can't. You either have some other stuff. You just, for whatever reason, you can't make it. We're going to be streaming throughout the weekend. A lot of times we'll do a wrap up. So make sure you're following our channels because you never know when we're going to go live that weekend. And hang out with us. Hang out with us physically. Hang out with us virtually. Yeah. Just however
the week before is Comic Palooza, which we will also. That is the weekend before. It's Memorial Weekend for those in the States.
Yep.
And I think Memorial Weekend celebrated by everyone because isn't it for World War I? I think that's it. But I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. But that weekend we'll be in Con Carolina.
Yes, we'll be at Comic Palooza. Yep. We always stream from there. The Hatchlings, we try to we do either a wrap up or we stream while we're in the convention center. It's a lot of fun. We do all the things, and we like to share our con experience with people because every con's different, and all our experiences are different. So
our experience between Comic Palooza and Con Carolina is very different.
Very different because they're different sizes, obviously, different geographical areas, and it's a different experience because also our participation's different.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be a good time. Make sure you're following us and check us out when we go live. We love to hang out with you guys.
Thank you for sharing in our trauma. Now I'm gonna go sit in it and let my brain do its thing where it's cool. So just know I will be doing a lot of therapy work after this. Okay. So
all right.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye everybody.
Bye. Did you really just high five over me right
No,
now?
we didn't. You can do
And
it
we're
again.
live.
Hey.
Hello.
Wait, last week,
You don't even do that well from the front seat.
Okay.
And the bear's coming with the cup and spoon.
That's
Oh,
a straight
no.
up PBR for the table.
Yeah.
Three of three.
I think it called